welcome back to another episode of All Caught Up. So today we're going to be talking about, well, the thing that we've been talking about for the last 5 weeks now, going
Yeah.
6, with The Last of Us episode 6. So, interestingly enough, it's kind of a flashback. I don't know if it counts as a filler per se, but for sure it's definitely a really interesting one. So I'm gonna ask Enzo. Now this one, I'm gonna ask Enzo what was his thoughts when we started seeing that Storm Reed, who plays Riley, was gonna be in the next episode. Did you play the DLC?
No, I've never played a DLC.
Really?
I've seen cutscenes, but I never knew the end of it.
Because obviously, as I mentioned just now, this was not technically a part of the main story. This was a part of the DLC. What was it called?
Left Behind?
Left Behind, exactly. So it obviously entails if you haven't, you've been with us for 6 weeks, you know that this is going to be a spoiler review. But another reminder for those who may not be aware. So we have, the backstory between Riley and Ellie and how we found not the British accent. We found out that Ellie is immune, or at least how she finds out she's immune in the story.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask Enzo, what were your thoughts on the episode?
As someone who hasn't played the DLC, I was just watching, being I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I'm excited. Hopefully, it's not as devastating as the other episodes, but I was proven wrong by the end.
Are we really surprised? Did you so you were aware that there was a Riley present in the story at some point? So coming into the episode, did you know what was gonna happen? Or was it just kind of I have a general idea, but I don't really know how it unfolds?
I knew of Riley, but that's the only extent, because I checked out videos of the DLC. I was is this really worth $7? Not really, but so I'll just watch cutscenes. I never saw the end or the middle part of the story. I just saw oh, she has a friend who's part of the Fireflies, and that's about it.
Exactly. And I think it was really, for me, I was fairly aware that they had a kiss scene, because obviously that's the thing that kind of everybody took away from it, because I think that was the kind of first canonical kind of confirmation that Ellie is a fruit, or as I like to say, gay. A full-on gay, baby gay at 14 years old. And I think I remember the time that came out, a lot of people were either really happy or really not happy about. Are we surprised that people weren't happy that one of our main characters is gay?
Right.
And oh my gosh, speaking of, I had the funniest, a little bit of a side thing. This TikTok came up on my For You page where it was this person was this person was making fun of these people. So they go oh, I don't really see Bella Ramsey as Ellie. And the other person was his response would be, or their response would be, oh, why? I get it if Bella Ramsey doesn't feel like your style, but I would say I see a lot of Ellie. And then the first person would be yeah, she's just not as attractive. And everyone was what? And I was just oh my god, wild. I was say that again. Canonical 14-year-old, everybody. 14! Maybe 15 if we're being generous, even though she did say she was 14, right? Ellie said she was 14
yes.
in the show. Yeah, I was
I like it when people admit they're attracted to children, apparently.
I know!
So we can warn the FBI.
And then another person was why are you surprised that the gay character in the game is gay in the show? Because of course some people are mad that she kisses Riley, which very cute moment, very, very happy moment for me. And I was dying, because I was oh my god. There's this joke, okay, I think I might have to explain this to Enzo. There's this joke called gay pining look, where it's essentially like when you're, like the idea of like pining over someone, and there's like this something about like gay characters where they're always like they always look at them in like such a soft way, and it's just like ooh, and I was like ooh, she got that for let's go baby gay Riz. But yeah, I mean, what did you think of this episode? Because like we start off with Joel, but and then we get like a flashback episode pretty much similar to that of Bill and Frank, where it's Ellie's turn. Like it's fully Ellie now. So what did you think of that?
I'm glad they fleshed out Ellie's story of how she began and how she got, I guess, scarred for life or emotionally traumatized. Like,
Emotionally traumatized.
I love
like
seeing
the whole
that.
season hasn't been emotionally traumatizing.
Yeah. I do love their chemistry though, Storm Reed's and Bella Ramsey's. I buy it.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, I knew Storm Reed initially from Euphoria, with her playing, she plays Zendaya's little sister in the show. So like I remember her from when she was like a lot shorter and smaller, because at the time I think she was only 15, because now she's like 19 and she's the same age as Bella Ramsey, and I was like, I had to Google it because I was like, how old is she? Because like at this point, it's been a number of years since the first season, and it turns out that she's like same age, and I was like, how come Bella Ramsey looks so much fucking younger despite being the same age?
I just know her from the weird Oprah Winfrey movie with Chris Pine. Like the clock has arms, the clock has eyes, the walls have ears, something like that.
That one. Yeah. I know that one too. I wanted to watch that for her, but I was also like, it wasn't really interesting to me. Was it Wheel of Time? No, it doesn't. It's not Wheel of Time. Is it? I don't know.
That's Amazon.
Is that? Yeah, that's Amazon. Wheel of Time. Isn't Wheel of Time the one with Gone Girl?
Yeah. Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, Rosamund Pike. It's A Wrinkle in Time. I'm sorry.
Oh.
There you go. It's A Wrinkle in Time pala. No wonder I got confused.
Okay.
Anyway, I do believe Storm Reed is a brilliant actress, and I do think she'll go very far. I'm happy with that kind of this new generation of actors coming out, because it feels like, not only are they significantly more diverse, but also I just feel like, seeing them in really big roles in big projects, after seeing them initially when they were so young and watching them grow up, I'm just really excited for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with the chemistry. I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about this episode other than it was just a lot of like, I know what's gonna happen here. I'm terrified to see it pull through. If only because I was just like, I'm not ready to feel this way. And I guess the only, besides like a lot of gay stuff, really happy, I was just so sad to see like Ellie being like, because obviously I think this is supposed to be an episode that explains, why she's so terrified of losing somebody that she so cared about, right? Because like, who else did she really have besides Riley, right? And then right after post Riley, it's like 3 weeks of her in like Firefly room jail before she gets tossed onto Joel. Yeah. So it's just kind of interesting. But how did you feel, Enzo? Like, what was your opinion on the episode? Because I really don't have a lot to talk about other than I'm happy for it.
I like seeing Ellie's excitement for things we take for granted of like everyday life. Like, oh shit, electric stairs. Like, right. She was born in the time of the apocalypse. She didn't know any of these cool things.
Yeah.
Glad
Especially
she likes
with
Mortal
the underwear.
Kombat too. Oh my god.
Sorry, say that again, Enzo, before I said that.
Mortal Kombat 2, yay.
I was kind of surprised because I was like, there are a lot, and I really do mean like a lot of brands. Like we saw GameStop, Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, like all of those things. I was like, like we didn't have that in the game because they were all like the Mortal Kombat was like something else.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. Like we have a mix of like things that came straight from the game and things that came straight from the world. And I wondered, I don't know if you got this, Enzo, but I was like, why is this Mortal Kombat so fucking old? And I said, of course it's fucking old. Of course it's the second one. because the other ones haven't been made because the
Yeah.
world stopped spinning when it was in 2003.
Right. It's like,
Nothing has.
I guess all our staff are like mushroom zombies. I guess we can make another one.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why is oh? But yeah,
It's like, why is the graphic so pixelated? Right. Okay.
yeah. And I just feel like it was a really cute and sad episode. It was like you were happy to see Ellie. I was happy to see Ellie enjoy the company of someone her age, you know, of course blossoming into her feelings, you know, her like checking herself out to see if she looked cute and everything. And it was just kind of like, it was, I guess I could classify this to a certain extent as filler, despite having really good details. Like,
Yeah.
the detail about, I don't know if other people caught on to it, but the detail that Ellie was very, very smart and had the makings of a leader, I really think that was good with her talking to like the officer of her school and everything, and how they'd be like, you know, when you're an officer you get warm meals and you don't have to be, you know, you're warm in the winter and cool during the summer. I really like that. And yeah, it was just another aspect of the world that just felt grounded. I'm gonna be honest, and this is coming from me, Enzo. I don't know how you feel, but I personally think this was, and don't get this wrong, guys. I have to be careful with what I say. So hear me out when I say this was personally one of the weaker episodes for me. Like, because Frank and Bill, I have to compare this because I would like to think that both of them are similar episode-wise. Frank and Bill, despite being somewhat of a filler episode, because of the nature of Bill's character in the game being put into the show, there was a lot more to learn versus like knowing. I already had a general idea of, you know what happens. You remember the mention of like Riley, how, you know, the timeline suits where this is where Ellie finds out that she gets bitten and is immune. I came into it and it was just kind of like, it didn't do anything new for me. So that's my general opinion on it. It's like it's not to the fault. I still think it is a strong show. Like, think of it like this. It is still a strong episode. It's still a strong show. It's just weaker compared to the other things. You know, like when you compare like 200%, 190 doesn't look so high anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever episode is at 200%, 190 doesn't seem so right. And you know, and you know what? I again, like I said, please don't get it wrong, because I still love this for what it does. I still love it that I get my mic from how much I'm trying to defend myself. I still think it is a strong show. It's just, you know, a little bit weaker, if only because there was nothing new. Like, there was a little bit of new things, but I don't really feel like it lent as deeply into other things as much as I wanted. Because I think at this point in the show, because so many big moments happened, like we're gonna talk about like Henry and Sam, or like when Joel and Ellie started getting really close, you know, their whole fight from the last episode, and then Joel getting stabbed. It was just kind of like one of the not so strong episodes when everything else, like, I feel like if it was earlier, I would have been a little more into it. Like if it was a little earlier, but because it's so late in the show and so many huge significant things happen, it just doesn't hit the same way that it does that other episodes did. But I think it's okay, because in fairness, it is a good pause from everything big that's happened. Like, it's a nice way to kind of breathe. So how about you though, Enzo? Like, how did you think about this episode in that sense, like in comparison to the others, after hearing what I said?
Yeah, I have to agree that this does kind of feel like filler, because like it also feels kind of predictable too. Like the moment they show the infected, I was like, I think I know where this is going. And when Riley gets bitten, you're like, oh, of course, there is no happy ending in this world. But yeah, aside from that, there's not much that really happens aside from you learning the backstory of Ellie and just seeing her be excited about the little things, like her being excited about dinos. I'm like, yes, I remember being 14 as well, Ellie.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think kasi it's not, I don't think filler is bad because I do think that every so often having something as filler in between is good in that like you don't always want to have like a very like you want to give your viewers a break. You want to pace yourself properly. And I do think that's fine. I'm not hating on filler. I just think that like for as much as I love the performance, I don't know, I don't know why this doesn't hit as hard as it should. I mean, it was nice to see a lot of things, but I don't know. There was something, because I think there was something about the Bill and Frank episode expanding their relationship in such a way we never even got to see.
right.
And it subverted a lot of expectations. So when we got to this, it was just kind of like, what are we changing that's so new? But also, I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I don't particularly mind in that sense. Like, I don't think there's anything I would have wanted because I don't want another episode where I'm like, I'm ready to cry again. Like every episode is like, it's a tear fest, And it was nice to see happier filler, even though it ended up being quite sad towards the end, where it was like, Riley was like, I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to Atlanta, and all that stuff. So, I mean, other than that, like, I don't really see where it could have improved. And it doesn't need to improve. Not everything needs to be like a not everything needs to be like a 10 out of 10, right, Enzo?
Yeah, though Riley's last words just keep ringing in my head. I was like, it's pretty good writing. Holy shit.
Can you say it again? What were the last words?
Let's just lose our minds together. Something along those lines.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, sorry, I really have no words other than the comments that I just said. Because, like I said, like, there wasn't a lot to infer other than general world building. And, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is just kind of this was like a good episode. I'm not gonna say it was amazing. It was a good episode. It did this is what I always say. It did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
So you go ahead. Any comments?
I did go back and watch the rest of the cutscenes. I was like, yep, it plays out exactly like the show. All right. So there's nothing really new going on here.
Yeah. I think this is why oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll say if I played the DLC first, I feel like the whole sequence would have been a bit more impactful, but like it's a bit too late now.
No, I think, yeah. I mean, but even so, like, I don't know. It was just kind of an okay. I feel like this might be a good way to tell people, like, just because things go almost exactly the way that they do doesn't always mean that it's going to do great. I don't know. I don't know if it's an issue of, like, where it is pacing-wise or, like, how it was. Because there's nothing that I could think of that could have improved.
Right.
It just wasn't. Yeah, I just think, like, in comparison, when everything is a gold or platinum, silver doesn't seem so, like, it doesn't seem like such a nice thing, even though, silver, like, having silver jewelry is still great, but when you see gold or something like that, or diamonds, you're like, whoa, oh my god, so shiny.
Yeah.
So it kind of pales in comparison to everything else. Wow, the lighting is really... I'm all of us... My forehead is like 10 times more shiny now. Sorry, guys.
I mean, speaking about being pale, there we go.
Yeah, I know. I'm literally paling in comparison to my lighting. Yes. I'm at the mercy of the sun right now, is the thing. Anyway, but I mean, I'm looking forward to the episode after this. I mean, oh my god. I think we can start wrapping up when I tell the viewers, like, or listeners, if you're on Spotify, find us on Spotify, everybody. What do you call that? Oh my gosh, when Joel holds Ellie's hand, like in the way that's like, oh my god, like Pedro Pascal said no words, and yet everything was conveyed in those moments.
Yeah, that's why he's such a good actor.
I know he is an incredible actor, and I'm so glad he is getting the recognition he deserves. We have not. By this point, ever since the start of The Last of Us all the way until now, like, this is 6 weeks of Pedro Pascal. Like, he is not White Boy of the Month. He is the man of the season, I would say. Like, he is the man of of spring of spring and summer. It's because it's summer here in the Philippines, by the way. It's like March 1. Wait, March 2. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big week for him because he has this and Mando just came out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's really exciting. I can't wait to see where this goes. And I was just like, I remember begging, like when Ellie found the threaded needle, I was like, please, I am begging the Lord, do not show it. And then they did, and I was like, oh shit. And then all I kept saying was, you couldn't even find the lighter to disinfect it at least. Like even a lighter would have been enough.
Yes, but like I
And
guess
I was like,
she wants him to feel it for some reason.
no, I mean like he was gonna feel it either way.
Yeah, well,
but it's more just like to disinfect the needle.
Oh yeah,
right? Like
definitely.
Like you want the heat. But anyway, I don't know if that works. I'm not a fucking. That works in video games. It works in video games. Yeah.
Yes, must mean it works here. Yes, Nina.
If it works in the video game, it should work in the show. Like like when they don't notice you, even though you walk, really loudly. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
At this point, yeah, nothing else. They drank alcohol. That was like 20 something years old at that point. What about you, Enzo? Anything else you want to close with? Because I feel like this episode was just us being like, yeah, it was cute. Nod.
Yeah, I think this is our shortest episode for this entire all caught up stuff. So
yeah,
I have nothing to add.
Yeah, Joma's not here. He can't help us pad out the time. Just kidding.
Jama,
come back. Nah, he's a working boy.
yeah.
He's in his office right now, but it's okay. He'll come back to us soon.
Yeah, he'll come back for the all caught up for Mando.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna do Mando. Have fun. Another Pedro Pascal. Our first 2 seasons of All Caught Up are just gonna be us talking about like Pedro Pascal shows. Anyway, go ahead, Enzo.
Are we wrapping up?
Wait.
Do I do the plugs in?
No. Are you no more comments? All right. Then if that's the case, if you have no more comments, feel free to start plugging.
Yeah, if you want to see more of us on YouTube, please just like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. Spotify to hear us on the go. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Individually, you can find me at GenDolphins1995 on Twitter. How about you?
You can find me at 9_na on Twitter and Instagram. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it at this point. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. This was a very chill episode, and I hope you enjoyed. I feel like we would have benefited from doing more side. What do you call them? What do we call them when we don't talk about the main thing? Not side comments.
Shooting the shit.
No, not shooting the shit. We're just like shooting the shit. Everyone's like, what is that? No, I mean more like tangents. We would have benefited from tangents if we wanted to make this longer. But
I mean, I don't know what it's like to be in an
go ahead.
abandoned mall, so there's that.
Yeah, I guess I feel like to a certain extent this whole episode was a tangent. Like we got to the point, but like the way we got to that point was an hour long. Sorry, and not in a bad way. Anyway, I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning into G&D. I hope you guys are able to watch our other videos and listen to our other podcasts if you so feel like. So yeah, take care everybody, and bye.
Bye.